Welcome to Nitte, a place where learning goes way beyond the classroom. For some, it's home. For some, it's a step towards transformation. For some, it's the beginning of a wonderful journey with like-minded people.
Thanks to the teaching and mentoring activities and dynamic incubation center, I am now industry ready.
Engineering at Nitte includes aeronautical, civil, computer science, electrical and electronics, electronics and communication, information science, mechanical, biotechnology, MTech, MCA and PhD. Nitte also collaborates with reputed universities around the world to give students an international academic exposure.
At Nitte, the focus on research has not only helped me understand my subjects, but reach for the stars.
Nitte offers a unique co-op program, an exposure to architects, artisans and urban designers.
I aspire to be the heart of progress.
HIPPA is listed in the World Directory of Medical Schools.
I learned the art of helping people smile.
A.B. Shetty Dental College is listed as one of the top dental colleges in the country. Justice K.S. Hegde Charitable Hospital, part of the Nitte Group, has 1,000 beds, advanced labs and diagnostic centers, which attract a good number of patients from across South India. Along with teaching and clinical practices, we offer programs in pharmacy, nursing, physiotherapy, speech and hearing, biomedical sciences, and paramedical programs like respiratory therapy technology, operation theatre technology, medical imaging technology, and medical laboratory technology.
I've always been curious about the chemistry of cures. I help in healing. From toddlers to seniors, I care for them all.
I believe I can help improve the quality of other people's lives.
We are blessed with the ability to speak and hear from birth. Not everyone is as lucky. I want to do my bit to help the less fortunate. I am proud to be able to assist a surgeon in the operation theatre.
From simple X-rays to sophisticated MRI and PET scans,
my course trains me to assist radiologists and physicians. The training I have received in testing blood, tissues and body fluids assures me a job at any clinical laboratory. I I help people enjoy every breath.
I believe in the power of research to change the world.
NUINS is a one-of-its-kind teaching and research center that addresses society's health needs through painstaking research in biomedical sciences, food safety, microbiology, and biotechnology.
What I learn here and at my internship in the University of Minnesota, USA, I will carry with me and teach my community to live healthy and stay happy. We believe in being our own bosses.
The Bloomberg Lab helps students stay up to date with the latest trends in global markets. Students also have access to Bloomberg Analytics and can, in the course of their learning, develop their own analytics.
I cook my own recipe for success.
Sarosh Institute of Hotel Administration molds each student to become perfect hospitality professionals. A healthy blend of polish and panache.
I speak for the voiceless. This is what I'm taught, and this is what I'll practice.
So we will be
I
starting the
design
session
my
within
dreams
a minute.
and my goals.
A very good morning to all gathered here. I, Mrs. Joyce Fernandez, lecturer, Department of Mental Health Nursing and Alumni NUINS, roll down a red carpet welcome. We bring to you this morning filled with desires, hopes, and dreams we all share. A cordial welcome to all for the webinar series Experientia, Acquire, Adapt, and Share, organized by the Alumni Association, Nitte deemed to be university. Information is not knowledge. The only source of knowledge is experience. You need experience to gain wisdom, says Albert Einstein. So we are here to acquire, adapt, and share the experience, the expertise our alumna or alumnus will from the various international health sectors will be sharing in series of webinars. Light the lamp of positivity and walk the miles with courage. Let's light the lamp of knowledge, experience, and power virtually through a video clip and officially inaugurate the session.
कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
Namaste, gesture to greet or welcome, means I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. When you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one. I request Mrs. Cleta Pinto, Principal, School of Nursing, and Secretary, Nitte deemed to be University Alumni Association, to formally welcome the gathering.
Respected dignitaries, Dr. Shishir Shetty, President, Nitte Alumni Association, Dr. Fatima De Silva, Principal, Nitte Usha Institute of Nursing Sciences, Mr. Eben Joseph, today's resource person, and other dignitaries. A very good morning to one and all gathered for this webinar of the day one. It's a great pleasure on behalf of Nitte Usha Institute of Nursing Sciences, the Alumni Association, welcome you all to the series of webinar Experientia 2021. It was a long awaiting dream of the Alumni Association to bring together all the alumni who are there abroad internationally to connect to our institute, and this was a forum for us where we could be successful in doing this. First and foremost, I take this privilege to welcome our chief guest of the day, Dr. Shishir Shetty, President, Alumni Association, Nitte deemed to be University. Dr. Shishir Shetty is the founder president of Nitte University Alumni Association. He is the Dean of Student Welfare and Professor of Conservative Dentistry and Endodontics at A.B. Shetty Memorial Institute of Dental Sciences, Nitte deemed to be University. After graduating with the degree of Bachelor's in Dental Science in the year 2000 and Master's in Dental Surgery in the year 2002, Dr. Shishir Shetty was awarded his PhD degree by Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, and he has secured the 6th rank in MDS examination and was the first in India to be awarded the PhD in a subject. He has undergone special training in aesthetic dentistry and smile designing in New York University, USA. He has more than 18 years of teaching experience and more than 150 postgraduates have been trained by him. He has, to his credit, 40 publications and has presented many papers at national and international conferences. He is a keen researcher and his special interest is in stem cell and its application in dentistry and next generation sequence of microbes. And he is also the founder of the Dental Clinic Designs and Dental Market, which assists dentists in setting up their practice across the globe. And presently, he is the director of BRS Health and Research Institute, BR Life Sciences Private Limited, Assam Company India Limited. Sir, we are delighted to have you amongst us for this inaugural function. I welcome you on behalf of the Nitte Usha Institute of Nursing Sciences Alumni Association and the Nitte University. Welcome you. I take this opportunity to welcome our dear principal, Dr. Fatima De Silva, who is very supportive and encouraging towards all the activities we carry out in this institution. And this was Madam's suggestion and it was always her dream that this one thing should happen through the Alumni Association. This is how we connect our alumni to the institute, and this was the words which she used to always tell us when we do conduct a meeting. So this is her initiative, and we have just taken it forward. And on this occasion, madam, I welcome you for this webinar session. A word of welcome to Mr. Eben Joseph, Inspector of Social Service, Health Information and Quality Authority, Ireland. Sir, here you have consented to be the resource person for the day one, and we are really very happy for being here today with us. Shortly, we would be eager to listen to you, and I also welcome on behalf of Nitte Alumni Association to this webinar. Welcome you, sir. A very warm welcome to all the delegates who have joined us today from different institutes and our own alumnus who are there in and around India and abroad. Welcome you all, those who have joined here today. And it's said, a very successful man is one who can lay firm foundation. And with this thought, I wish everyone a hearty welcome and wishing you all very best and a very nice day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, and welcome you too. I'm glad and honored to invite Dr. Shishir Shetty, President, Nitte deemed to be University Alumni Association, to deliver the inaugural address.
Thank you, Joyce. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the alumni of Nitte Usha Institute of Nursing Sciences who are spread across the globe, members of the faculty, dear students. It's indeed a pleasure and privilege for me to deliver the inaugural address in this week-long webinar series, Experientia. First and foremost, I thank the principals, Dr. Fatima De Silva and Mrs. Clita Pinto, for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this wonderful program. Well, I appreciate their thought, especially Dr. Fatima De Silva's thought of inviting their own alumni who are well placed across the globe to share their experience with everyone. And I was just interacting with Eben, who is from Ireland. He's such an interesting person and such a busy person. And in spite of all their busy schedule and successful work, yet they are finding time to contribute to the students and contribute to their alma mater. I really appreciate all the alumni for the speakers and for taking time. And I must say that there cannot be anything more satisfying to a professional than your teachers requesting you to share your experience or share your knowledge with your alma mater and the students. And for a teacher, it's most satisfying to learn from students. I'm sure this initiative will be very useful to all the students, not only in academics, but also would motivate them to do better in their professional life and professional career. Just listening and looking at their seniors doing so well in life is itself the greatest inspiration to all the students. In fact, the student-teacher relationship that exists in Nitte Institute, Usha Institute of Nursing Sciences, is so unique, so positive, and so rare. It's so nice to see, and this beautiful relationship. And it's the same relationship that later on translates into alumni-institution relationship. An alumnus cannot have a good relationship with his institution unless he or she has had a good relationship with his teachers or with this institution during their student life. So it only goes to show how good the faculty in this institution are. I congratulate each one of them for this today. But unfortunately, not all institutions are blessed like the Nitte Usha Institute of Nursing Sciences. So to bridge this gap, a few years ago, we thought we need to have a sort of an association wherein the good practices of the institutions like the nursing colleges can be adapted to all institutions. So we thought we should have an association at the university level, which will basically have all the institutions and the alumni under one platform. So 2 years ago, we formed this Nitte University Alumni Association, in which all the students or all the alumni of the 8 institutions of Nitte deemed university would be under one platform, and it would be easy to interact. It would be helpful for everyone. And I am happy to inform you here that principal of School of Nursing, Mrs. Clita Pinto, is the secretary of this association, the honorary founder secretary. And recently we were doing an evaluation of various institutions of Nitte deemed university, their alumni and their contribution, their feedback to the institution. And I feel very, very proud here to say that the Nitte Usha Institute of Nursing Sciences and AB Shetty Memorial Institute of Sciences tops the list among all the institutions in the Nitte University. All of you, all the alumni have been role models and for all the other institutions to follow. In the professional front, most of you are doing so well, holding high posts. I would request each one of you to help your juniors, even if you don't know them. Just help them professionally when they come for you to any help. I would not take much more of your time. I know all of you all are eagerly waiting for our alumnus, Mr. Abin Joseph lecture from Ireland and Fatima Madam's speech. I once again thank the organizers for inviting me and to be a part of this program. I wish this week-long webinar series all the very best. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the words of appreciation, which makes us work much better than we are now.
Thank you.
A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way, and has a capacity to translate vision into reality. I invite our dynamic leader, Dr. Fatima De Silva, ex officio president, NUINS Alumni Association, and principal, College of Nursing, to give the opening remarks. Can you hear me?
Yes.
A very good morning to all of you. And I thank Dr. Shishir for those gratifying words and words of appreciation for the nursing college. I know you are also a great dynamic leader and a true inspiration to many youngsters in our institutions. Thank you so much. And I really am happy that I'm sharing a platform with dynamic and young, and I should say, 2 handsome personalities today. Well, all of us know that India is undergoing a demographic transition with millions of elderly population in the near future. Currently, it is believed that India is a home for about 80 million aging population. And old age is a sensitive phase wherein the physical and mental stability of the elderly diminishes as time rolls by. It's not just a disease that affects the old age, but there are various issues that govern the downfall of the health of the old people, such as negligence, humiliations, and abuse. Elders desire a life with good health, dignity, economic independence, and finally a peaceful death. They long for care, they long for affection, and they long for love. Understanding their needs and concerns will ensure their good health. Lending an emotional support to the elders is inevitably the ideal way to enable them to live a healthy life. However, for many people, providing care and attention to elders is not possible due to the work priorities. Hence, residential care settings such as old age homes, daycare centers become the choice. But enabling them to live a life full of dignity is our priority. Experientia, a unique initiative of the Alumni Association, which is a vibrant body of Nitte Institute of Nursing Sciences, now headed under the able leadership of Ms. Jivita, is a very great platform for interacting, sharing, adopting, and enhancing the skills in providing specialized services as nurses. This webinar series is specially designed to uphold and salute our proud alumni all over the globe who have been rendering exemplary services in various positions. It is true that every effort is not converted into success, but it is equally true that success does not come without effort. And this is very true in the life of our several alumni. And today we have one amidst us, that is our distinct alumni, none other than Mr. Eben Joseph, currently positioned as the first Indian inspector. He is one among the Indians who is nominated as an inspector of social services, health information and quality authority at Ireland. And I'm truly proud and happy to have him for this session on national standards set for residential care settings. Mr. Eben was an academic topper in the MSc Nursing program at Nitte Institute of Nursing Sciences in the year 2007, and he won and has a PG diploma in gerontology from UCC Cork 2015. He is the director of Kramer's Court Nursing Home, Belgugly at Ireland. He hones additional skills in auditing, quality management, risk assessment, experience of dealing with complaints, investigations, reporting, and experience in dealing with elderly abuse, allegations, and investigations. And he's also not only an academician, but also a great sportsman. And I think when you look at him, I'm sure you could be assured that he is truly a sportsman. He's a member of the Cork County badminton team who won 3 times the Ireland Cup in 2014, 15 and 16, and also individual championship in the SNA sports meet conducted in Mangalore when he was in Karnataka, India. He also is a winner of 3-time winner of the Shuttle Badminton Championship at Lakshmi Memorial Intercollegiate Competition and has won 4 consecutive individual championship at Dr. M. V. Shetty Institute of Health Sciences. So, and various prizes at painting as well as cartoon competitions. So, we are really fortunate to have him share his experience on geriatric standards. And one thing I wish to tell him, a very motivated individual who is inclined to do his higher studies, PhD, in evidence-based practices for pain management of dementia residents who are unable to communicate their pain. A warm welcome to you, Eben, and I'm really happy to be at this particular platform and also to share this platform with Ms. Dr. Shishir, and wishing the webinar series a great success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam, for encouraging and the motivating words. Now, let's begin with the session. Over to you, sir. Mr. Ebin Joseph, Inspector of Social Services, Health Information and Quality Authority, Ireland. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, everybody. And it's a great pleasure to be with you all this morning. I'm so humbled. I feel so privileged to be sitting here talking to you today. When Leda Madam approached me with this request, I was a bit nervous and I was just worried whether I have enough time to prepare and come for this. But I took this opportunity. I knew that I will enjoy this, connection with you. So hopefully, I'll try to finish up my session in the next 30 minutes. I have prepared a few slides. It's only 10 slides. I will fly through them. And hopefully, if you are able to engage with me during this session, that will make it more interesting. And I know elderly care, nursing home settings, it's not a very familiar topic in India, but it is very popular in European countries and in Ireland. So let's see how we can make this next 30 minutes useful for everyone. Hi Joyce, can I just ask you, how can I just share my slide with you? Hello everyone, can you see my slides?
Sir, you have to. So you have to go to present now, sir.
Okay, just a second, okay. So I click present now and my entire screen.
Yeah. Slides have. Let's see what is it.
Can you see my slides?
No, sir.
Okay, sorry, just a second.
Can we share? Go to the three dots. So can we share the slides for you, sir?
Please do.
Okay.
Hello? Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, okay. So, is somebody trying to share my screen there? or my presentation. Otherwise, I'll try it from here once again.
Sir, so your slides are
Hello, Joyce. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Sir, can you please try once more, sir? Present now?
Yes.
Sir, you're present now, sir.
Yes, I tried that, and I'm trying to present my slides through. Can you see my slides now?
I can see. Sir, sir, we are presenting from here, sir.
Presenting the slides from here, you can start your presentation.
Sir, we are presenting the slides from here, sir. You can start with your presentation, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Apologies, guys. I'm not able to hear you.
Sir, can you hear me now? You cannot hear us. Sir, can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you, Joyce. Maybe we can go ahead without the slides, if that is okay with you.
Sir, can you hear me now?
Joyce,
Hello? With the presentation.
I can't hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay, maybe I'll go ahead without the slides.
Go ahead, sir.
Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
No problem. So I'm going to.
From here, sir. Slides are being presented from here.
No, maybe you can start sharing the slide from your side if it is okay. I can see the slides here.
Yes.
But I can't hear you, but I can see the slides on the screen.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So can you begin from the beginning, slideshow from the beginning?
Slideshow from the beginning.
Okay, thank you. Shall I begin? Shall I begin? Thank you. No problem. I know the technology sometimes can fail you. This is a new platform for everybody. I think during this COVID-19 season, we are all trying to connect through different kinds of virtual platforms. And most of the time, it is very successful. Sometimes it gives you trouble. That's all right. Absolutely no problem. So what I'm trying to do here is, yes, you can go to the next slide. And I was just trying to show my love to Mangalore by adding few pictures from Mangalore and Ireland. As Fatima Madam explained, I was in Mangalore for 10 years. My lovely time in Mangalore from 1998 to 2007. So I have a great love for Mangalore, and I always cherish those memories. I'm great. I'm feeling so proud to be here today with you all. I'm so glad to meet you and present this wonderful topic. So please go to the next slide. Yes, so the topic here today is National Standards for Residential Care Setting for Older People in Ireland. I know I have a wide varieties of audience here today, so I'll try to make it as simple as possible. It's a great concept, and as you can see, this is the actual document. This is a 100-page document, explains each and every standards should be maintained by an elderly care setting in Ireland. So I'll go to the next slide, please. So as you can see, elderly people, when they are smiling, when they are happy, it looks the same all over the world. I just selected two pictures, one from Ireland, one from India, just to show you how happy they are when they are well cared and well looked after. And it's everyone's responsibility. And the standard of elderly care across the globe is so different. And some have great standards, some are trying to develop their standards, but this is an area neglected in some part of the world. But there is no doubt they deserve a good life, they deserve a good care during the last chapter of their life. Please go to the next slide. Yes, my current role is an inspector in HIPPA, Health Information and Quality Authority. This was established in 2007 with the Health Act 2007 in Ireland. This is an independent government body, and the aim is to drive quality and safe care among health and social care services in Ireland. And HIPPA develops different kinds of standards for these services and inspect and review the services and support informed decisions. And HIPPA was introduced in 2007 and they started their function in 2009, so nearly 11 years ago. So I have been doing my journey together with HIPPA in this elderly care setting, and I could clearly see the impact of HIPPA in the development of standards in this area. I can see a huge improvement in elderly care services in Ireland in the last 10 years. Please go to the next slide. So National Standards for Residential Care Setting, as I said, this is a 100-page document. I'm trying to summarize this in a couple of slides. I won't be taking more than half an hour, so just a few slides just to give you the gist of the standards. In Ireland, there are around 600 elderly care settings. It is in the form of nursing homes and as a part of hospital setting. Everybody provides a long-term care facility for elderly people. So there are 600 facilities providing more than service to more than 30,000 elderly people. When I say 30,000, that is the only 6% of the elderly population. Everybody knows that none of the elderly people, they don't really prefer to be in a nursing home or in an elderly care setting. They all love to be in their own home. We know that fact. And I totally agree with that. They should be cared for as long as possible in their own home by their own relatives or their own children, if possible. But in some cases, when their care needs become more, when they need more specialized care, they require a long-term care setting. So the national standard, there are total 35 standards divided in 2 dimensions under 8 themes. So the first dimension is capability and capacity. The second dimension is quality and safety. I know these may not make any sense to you when you just looking at those 2 words like capability and capacity, quality and safety. I'm going to give you a brief idea how does this standard look like. Please go to the next slide. Okay, so there are 2 dimensions. Dimension 1, quality and safety. In this area, we are going to look at how good is the service, the quality of the service provided, how safe are those residents in elderly care setting. When I say residents, they are the elderly people who are living in the long-term care setting. When you look at the picture on the screen here, as you can see, the person is in the center. So that is the whole concept. Everything is done in that nursing home or elderly care setting should focus on that person. That is the elderly person who is in need of care. So any decision, anything happening in that home should focus on their well-being. As you can see, there are 8 pieces of information in that circle. The top 4 is coming under dimension of quality and safety. They are person-centered care, effective service, safe service, health and development. If you look at the bottom half, that's coming under the dimension of capability and capacity. This describes how well this home is run, who is leading this team, who is managing this, how good are the staff. Those are the things coming under the capability and capacity. The 4 themes under capability and capacity are leadership, governance and management, use of resources, responsive workforce, that is staffing, and 8, use of information. This is the gist of the 100-page document, 35 standards. So 2 dimensions, quality and safety, capability and capacity. As you can see, without the capability and capacity section, no one can perform a good quality and safety service. That means the good management and good staffing and good use of resource is needed to deliver a good quality and safe service. Please go to the next slide. So we just look at the dimension 1, quality and safety. Before I move on to that section in detail, do you have anything to ask or any doubts? I think unfortunately I cannot hear you guys, and I'll go ahead. Sorry. Okay. The person-centered service. This means a lot. Every person who is in a residential care setting, their rights to be respected, their privacy, dignity, choice, needs and preferences. Everything should be provided to them based on Hi Joyce, are you trying to tell me something? Hello? Okay. So residents' rights, privacy, dignity, choice, and needs and preferences should be respected, and they should be helped to promote relationships. That means when someone is in the nursing home, doesn't mean that they are cut off from the society and family and community. They should be encouraged to be connected with the family, with the society, with the community, if they prefer to go to their own local church or local temple, please facilitate that. Can you please go back to the previous slide? Can you please go back to the previous slide? Thank you. Thank you. Under the person-centered care, ensure informed decisions, advocacy, consent, complaint management. That means sometimes elderly people find it difficult to make decisions about their care, about what they need. Sometimes it could be due to their dementia, due to their lack of capacity. Then a residential care setting is responsible for providing advocacy service and seek permission before we do any kind of service, any kind of care of the person. Make sure that they like it, make sure they accept it. And a proper complaint management system. A residential care setting without a complaint management structure in place, it is difficult to look after the residents, small complaints, big complaints, even anything. If they are not happy with the service, they should be able to tell this to a staff member, and the complaint management team should act upon it. For example, when they are delivering the breakfast in the morning, if somebody say, my cup of tea was cold this morning, I didn't like the food you served this morning. So anything small like that, or anything serious like this quality of service provided, if they are not happy, they should be able to tell somebody, and we should make sure that there is some kind of action taken to correct that or manage that complaint. Effective service, that is standard number 2. And as you can see, it says there are 8 standards under effective service, standard 2.1 to 2.8. That means our actual care planning, assessment and care planning. As you know, you all develop and implement care plan in our hospital, and the same way residential care setting residents or patients, they have their own care plan. There are 2 kinds of assessment done. We usually do an assessment even before they come to the residential care setting, just to make sure that we are able to look after all their needs. And after coming to the nursing home, there is another set of standard assessment to make sure that what are their actual problems, how we can plan different interventions to solve these issues. And the beauty about these assessment and care plan is this is developed in consultation with the residents and their family, so that there won't be any misunderstanding. Residents have a say on what they like and what they dislike in their care plan. And effective service also talks about the nutrition and hydration, dementia care. As you know, the elderly people sometimes require palliative care and end-of-life care. They are the 2 important areas that we focus on when we are setting the standard. So this is explained in this booklet. So palliative care and end-of-life care. Make sure that all their wishes are respected. Some resident may say, I don't want any kind of active treatment during my end of life. I don't want to be resuscitated. I don't want to go to hospital. I just need comfort measures. Some people may say, no, I would like cardiopulmonary resuscitation. I would like to be sent to hospital, and I prefer more advanced treatment. So they are their choices. It is important to ask them and make a plan before they become ill. That is one of the beauty about this end of life care. And effective service also talks about providing a homely atmosphere. We cannot provide a hospital kind of clinical atmosphere in nursing home. They are supposed to be homely furnitures and homely decorations to make them feel at home. I know there is no place like their own home, but we try their level best to make it as homely as possible. And adequate physical space, that's important. Their bedroom needs to be spacious enough to store their personal belongings and also to maintain the privacy and dignity. And dining room, communal area, they need a place to sit down and relax, read books, or do their daily activities. And under quality and safety, the next dimension, next theme is safe service. No matter how good service you are providing, if your service is not safe, if all risks are managed or addressed properly, it will have a huge negative impact. So safe service is important. Protect residents from abuse, neglect, or any form of harm. I'm not going into the details of that because it's very self-explanatory. And effective risk management. Any risk, every nursing home has a risk register who identifies the list of risks in the center and list of corrective actions to mitigate the risk. And the most important risk to be managed in a center is fire safety. Make sure that the proper fire safety equipments are available. Staff are well trained to evacuate the resident in case of a fire. And infection prevention and control. More than any time, during this COVID pandemic, infection control has become a hot topic all over the world. And I don't have to explain the importance of that. Then the proper medication management. Every elderly care resident, they receive some form of medications during their life in nursing home. Some may have only few, some may not have any medication, but safe medication administration and management practice is also one of the standards HIPPA inspect during the inspection. And the other topic under the safe service is provide a restraint fee-free environment, protect personal property and finances. What do you mean by restraint? Anything that is restricting the movement of a person. For example, a simple device such as bed rail, actually confining the resident to the bed. And if you are applying any kind of restraint, that has to be justified. It has to be discussed with the multidisciplinary team and make sure that there is a consent from resident or their families, and it has to be reviewed periodically according to the national standards. And when a resident is in a nursing home or residential care center, the owners of the nursing home or the management has the responsibility to protect their personal property. Sometimes a resident comes to a nursing home with their favorite furniture, it's valuable jewelries or some money. So nursing homes should make all efforts to protect their property and finances. Under dimension 1, health, the theme 4 is health and development. This is about the medical care and paramedical service provided to the residents. Provide a good nursing care. GP, there's general practitioners. Every resident in Ireland has a GP, and they should be able to come to the nursing home and provide medical advice. And multidisciplinary service such as a physiotherapist, occupational therapist, a dentist, a dietitian, speech and language therapist, and varieties of other specialists such as psychiatrist, wound specialist, so gerontology specialist. All these services should be provided for a resident in nursing home. A most important factor is recreational and stimulating activities. For example, each resident has their own interest in their life, and they cannot spend their life sitting in a corner from morning till evening and then go to bed. That's not meaningful life. A nursing home should assess what they like, what are the different activities they like to do. If they like painting, drawing, going for a walk, watching television, listening to music, reading newspaper, or engage in different sports activities, anything they like. It is the responsibility of the home to assess what they like and provide what they like within reason. And the next point is promote physical, behavioral, and psychological well-being. It is just not about the physical health and fitness, it's also about the behavioral and psychological well-being of the resident. Thank you. Next slide, please. Okay, dimension 2, capability and capacity. In the first section, dimension 1, we mentioned about the quality and safety, how a good quality can be provided and what are the different standards under quality. And to provide that nursing home needs good management and good staffing and good resources. And we'll see what are the standards under that. Theme number 5, leadership, governance, and management. Provide service according to the legislation, regulation, national policies, and standards. Residential care managers, they have to abide by the rules and regulations in this area, and they have to make sure that all the standards and regulations are followed when they are providing the service. Next, effective leadership, governance, and management, lines of accountability, statement of purpose, service monitoring, and improvement plans. And as you know, any institution, whether it is a college, hospital, nursing home, it needs a good management structure, good reporting structure to run the place smoothly. Then lines of accountability. I should know, every staff member should know, who am I reporting to? For example, a healthcare assistant reports to nurse reports to the nurse manager reports to the director of nursing reports to the registered provider or the owner of the place. So there should be a good line of accountability. Statement of purpose. This is actually a document that needs to be prepared and published by each and every nursing home owners. This document describes what are the services they are going to provide, how their service looks like, how many rooms do they have, what is the room size, what are the different facilities and services they are providing. And HIPPA checks that and makes sure that everything is in order, and they should provide the service based on that published document. Service monitoring and improvement plan. As we all know, every service needs monitoring. For example, if you are providing a service, it needs periodic auditing. Make sure that what are the areas we are doing well, what are the areas we need improvement. So every nursing home should have an audit and improvement plan. Point number 6, theme 6, use of resources. It doesn't matter how much resource you have. It needs proper planning and management of those resources to implement good care. Responsive workforce. This is a very, very important topic. Whatever we have in the place, we have good care or good infrastructure, but everything comes up to the quality of staff you have. In Ireland, there is a great system of police clearance. Every staff member who needs entry to a nursing home sector, they need to go through a police clearance check. That means we are effectively screening the entry of any people with a criminal background coming to this sector as staff member. And after recruitment, we have staff needs to be supported, supervised, and trained in all relevant areas. There are a set of 7 to 10 mandatory training that needs to be completed by all staff, and those trainings are on a cyclic basis. It has to be renewed every couple of years. So a good workforce is another standard under capability and capacity. And use of information, this is very key. We cannot just rely on the information we have at one point of time. As a nursing home owner or nursing home manager, they need to look for more evidence-based information and bring those changes into the sector, and also constantly utilize the updated legislation and standards and frameworks to provide service. Okay, so that's all under capability and capacity. Am I doing okay with the time? I hope so. Okay,
Yes,
next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
I cannot hear you. Thank you. So I think this is the last. Do you have any doubts so far? Anything would you like to clarify?
Sir, we shall have it at the end.
Sorry, madam, I am not able to hear you. I'm really sorry. I know you're trying to say something.
Sir, we shall have at the end of your session.
We have some technical issue here. I'm not able to answer, but I'm more than happy. After the session, if you have questions, please do email that to me. I'm more than happy to come back with the clarifications. I'm really sorry for this technical issue we have here. Shall I go ahead? Okay. And just towards the end, I'm just trying to just give you an idea about my experience in this field for the last 11 years. I started as a staff nurse in a residential care setting, and at the beginning, I really wanted to be a psychiatric nurse, but it was accidentally I become a gerontology nurse. But after a few months, I really started enjoying this, because this is actually a celebration of life. It's fun, playing, dancing, singing, and celebrating life with these elderly people, making their last chapter of their life so colorful, and being part of that was really, really a good experience. So I decided to stick on to it. That's why I did a postgraduate diploma in gerontology to know more about elderly care. And importance of person-centered care, we already looked at that. And see a few messages coming up. Okay. Promotion of independence. I think this is something I learned during my career. So every resident comes to a nursing home. They are looking for help for things, but they don't need full assistance sometimes. We need to promote their independence. If they are able to do things their own, let them do it. Let them, enjoy their independence as long as possible. Then respecting of human rights. This is applicable to any setting. If I am in an authorized position, I am able to make decisions, or I should make sure that whatever I do is fair. I respect others, and I empower these people, and I have to respect their dignity and autonomy. So these are the human rights based approach, and this is also called as a FREDA principle, FREDA principle. This is applicable in any area. And good end of life care is so important, because if a resident is spending a few years in a nursing home, when it comes to the end of their life, it has to be a very peaceful and comfortable process for everybody, for families, for residents, and for staff. So there is good planning needed, good medical support needed, sometimes even the spirituality aspect. When they come to the end of their life, if they wish to see a priest or a pujari, we have to promote that. Then dementia care, management of responsive or challenging behavior. We all know that dementia has its own, different kind of behavioral symptoms. One of them is the challenging behavior. And Residents in nursing homes sometimes show certain symptoms of challenging behavior, and all staff they should be well trained to how to manage this symptom. And I have experienced this during my career. And many staff members they are doing wonderful. There is a periodic training how to manage this. And a restraint-free environment. When someone is showing challenging behavior, or there is a tendency to lock them up. No, that's not right. We have to maintain a restraint-free environment. If any restraint is to be applied, you have to make sure that all alternative measures are tried, tested, and failed. And there should be proper assessment and multidisciplinary team approach before even thinking about it. And a zero tolerance to elder abuse. Elder abuse can be of different form: physical, psychological, financial, neglect, discriminatory, or institutional. Zero tolerance. We don't tolerate this in any organization. Sometimes physical abuse is rare, but when you think about neglect, discrimination, institutional abuse, this can happen sometimes without even knowing. So every nursing home staff should be vigilant in that area, and zero tolerance. And the importance of legislation. It's standards. We can have this good booklet and sit. This can rest in your bookshelf, but to actually implement these standards, that needs a legislative support, legal support. This is what Ireland has. Ireland national standards are supported by the Health Act 2007 and regulations. And my latest role as a HIPPA inspector, my job is to go to the centers and inspect the centers based on these national standards and identify the good practice, bad practice, and practices needs to improve, and reflect that back to the nursing home staff and owners, and that gives them an opportunity to improve their service. And these inspection reports are published publicly, and you can also view those reports online. And please go to the next slide. Okay. Do you have any questions, and do we have the technical support at the moment to have some discussion?
Can you hear me, Mr. Eben?
Maybe Joyce, you can stop sharing the slide so we can have discussion. I think once you stop sharing the slide, we may be able to.
Mr. Eben, can you see?
No.
Mr. Eben, can you hear me?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Sorry. What I will do is, can you try saying again, please?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I'm really sorry. I'm extremely sorry. I can't hear. Oh.
Can you hear me?
I don't know. What I will do is, will I try to get out from the presentation and try to get back in? Is that an option? Yes, I can. Finally, yes, I can hear you. I'm so happy. Thank you. Yes.
I thank you again for your wonderful session. And
For presenting this topic, I was thinking about it. You know, the culture is different in India and rest of the world, and there is, but things are changing. We all want to look after our parents or elderly people in our own home, and we take huge proud about that. We are very happy to provide that service or taking care of our elderly people in our own home. Sometimes it is not possible. Look at my own case. You know, my parents are getting older. They are, and it's my responsibility to look after them. I'm not there, but it will be great to have a good elderly care setting. Yes, to implement that, it needs the legislation and standards and also resources, money. It is possible, and I know there are some elderly care settings in different parts of India. I was talking to Dr. Riaz yesterday. He told me there are some settings in Kerala, and these things are emerging. But yes, this is possible, but it needs good legislative support to make it better. Did I answer your question properly, madam? Yes, I think the concept, what should be included in the curriculum, is that your question? Yes. Yes, I think the concept of elderly care, I don't know whether it is a neglected area in our curriculum. During our BSc Nursing and MSc Nursing studies, there was during our period, there was not enough attention given to that area. Yes, including that, elderly care, gerontology, nursing in the curriculum will be a great idea. As according to WHO, the number of the population of elderly people are going to be greater than children under 5 in the next few years. And inclusion of dementia and other health issues in the curriculum also can be beneficial. So this is an emerging field, and this will be the demand. The demand for elderly care setting is going to increase in the near future. There is no doubt about it. And you can always refer to our website, hippa.ie, for lot of information. Lot of information is publicly available, and also you can look at other relevant standards and guidelines on that website. Okay, I'll type the website name.
Ben, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm going to type the website name.
Yeah, see, I just want to share with you that we have a geriatric add-on course in the institute. We have a value-added course.
Okay.
It has been running for several years.
Wow.
With about 80 hours of training given to our nurses, our students. So we have developed our own curriculum, and we are training students, we are certifying them for those 80 hours, which is beyond their curriculum. I wish to maybe share this curriculum with you. If you could validate it, and if you could give us your opinion as to what could be included in that curriculum, it would be really great, because that would enable us to strengthen the training program in a better way, and we would be able to, the course will have added value to it.
Great. I'm very delighted to hear that. And I didn't know this, but this is wonderful news. Adding geriatric care as a part of curriculum or as an additional added part of the curriculum is a great initiative, madam. I'm delighted to hear that. And I am more than happy to contribute in any shape or form towards that curriculum. Please feel free to share that with me. I will go through them, and I'm more than happy to come back to you with my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I have one more request. Being an alumni, is it possible now, since this course we are offering in our institute, considering that, is there a possibility of career placement? Are you able to place our students in those reputed institutions in Ireland through your help?
Of course, as you know, there are lots of nurses coming to Ireland, especially in the recent years, and majority of them are coming to this nursing home sector. And for anyone to gain access to Irish nursing field, first task is to get registered under, I will write down the website name, nmvi.ie. That is Nursing Midwifery Board of Ireland, nmvi.ie. And for that, first task is to get an OET or IELTS score. I don't know the exact score. It is somewhere very close to 7, band 7, or if it is OET, B+. So please refer to this website and apply. Once somebody complete their BSc nursing degree or general nursing degree, you can start applying for the registration under NMBI. Then you get a decision letter. Yes, you are eligible for registration. Then the next step is to find an employer. I am more than happy to support our students to find an employer here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Edwin.
You're welcome, Joyce.
Yeah. I'm Dr. Nita Kamath.
Hi. Hello, madam. That's a very familiar face. We worked together.
Yes,
And
yes, I remember you, Evan.
yes, yes.
Very glad to have interaction with you right now.
Me too. Me too. So delighted.
Yes, yes. Okay, Mr. Ebin, for your wonderful session and enlightening us on residential care standards in Ireland. I strongly believe you will be the best geriatric nurse because all of us in our hometown or at home, we're taking care of our grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles. So it is indeed a privilege for us to take care of the old people in the geriatric care setting also. So as I have, thank you for answering our queries also. One more question is there. I think if you could answer that, because is it possible to implement this in India, and is different standards for elderly with cognitive impairment? If you
Yes.
could answer.
Yes, I can see all the questions here. Yes,
Yes.
it is possible. It is possible to implement these standards in India. I think the first job is to refer to these standards and adapt this to the Indian culture and Indian, scenario. That's important because we cannot. Most of the basics are same, but we need to look at the standard from an Indian point of view. Maybe somebody or group of your students can take it as a project. Download this document. This is available on website again, and I have the link given to one of the slides. You can see that on the later slides, or one of the organizers they can share that with you. So
Okay.
maybe as a project, look at all the
Yes.
standards and try to convert this into Indian scenario. And maybe this is the beginning of a new chapter. And present this to Ministry of Health and try to implement. Okay.
Yes.
And next part of the question: is there a different standard for elderly with cognitive impairment?
Yes.
No, there is not a different standard. The standard is the same, but the people with cognitive impairment is specially mentioned under one of the standards. So if you go
Okay.
through the standards in detail, you will see special mention about the dementia care, cognitive impairment, and how we can, challenging behavior, restraints. All those are actually connected to dementia care.
Okay.
And moving on to third question, how is
Yes.
the staff turnover pattern in Ireland, and if it's high, how it is managed, and how do elderly accept it? Very interesting question, and I would like to know who asked that question because that is a great question. Great question.
Okay, that is thrown by Miss Josmita. She is one of the PhD scholar in Nitte Institute of Nursing Sciences, and she is doing some related study regarding geriatric as well as the pediatric. So she is having interaction between geriatric and small children. So that is her study. Maybe she is more interested to know about this question.
Very good. I could see that because from reading that question, I knew that somebody who is really, keen in this field is asking this question.
True.
Okay.
Very true.
Okay. Staff turnover pattern in Ireland. It's a very challenging question to answer, but I will try to answer it the best I can. Why do staff leave a place? Staff leave a place when they are not comfortable, when they are not happy, when they are not valued. Okay, we cannot generalize staff turnover to a sector, but when you look at the nursing home sector, staff turnover is high in the recent years because of the added stress from COVID-19 outbreak. In general, staff turnover is not that bad in the residential care setting, but it is there. And how it is managed and how do the elderly accept it? That is the second part of the question and the most interesting part of the question. as we know, everybody loves the continuity of care. For example, if I am the nurse looking after the resident today, they love to see the similar face every day so that they don't have to, they feel connected. When staff changing, it is difficult for them to accept. But from my experience, staff turnover does not affect that badly to elderly persons because they adapt, because they are well experienced in their life. They are in their 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They don't really bother about these changes. They get used to new stuff very easily. For example, me coming from a different world, a different country, without knowing their culture and tradition, when I started in 2009, they accepted me as I am. They were teaching me. I didn't even know certain phrases and sentences and meaning of what they were telling that time, but they adapt. And that's how our Indian nurses become very successful in this area. And I can see, if you look at the pattern of staffing in nursing home sector in Ireland, you can see a lot of well experienced and qualified Indian nurses in Ireland. Did I answer your question properly?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Ben. Okay, thank you very much for sharing your vast experience in geriatric care, and you have to conclude the session. You have briefed us regarding health information and quality authority and national standard for residential care, especially the dimensions, that is capacity and capability and safety and quality. So under these headings, you have explained all the standards in a nutshell. Thank you very much for the wonderful session. Your session is the first session. Maybe we have had some technical problems, but anyway, it was wonderful, I should say. Thank you for the same.
You are very welcome, and I am so happy. I don't know how happy I am. I will go to my work today with a lot of happiness, and I feel so great to be part of this. Thank you for this opportunity.
As Madam Fatima De Silva have requested, so we are going to send you the geriatric module for validation, and she has also requested if you could take some lecture class online for our add-on course.
Happily. I mean, I don't know. I'm very happy to do that. No doubt.
Okay, so it will be coordinated by the psychiatry department in the future days to come.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you. As we have come to the end of the session, on behalf of Alumni Association, Nitte Usha Institute of Nursing Sciences, I am here to extend heartfelt thanks to all of you for sharing your information and experience. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank Mr. Eben for sharing his rich experience and robust knowledge in the area of geriatric care, and we expect the same cooperation and help from you for in further days to come. Thank you, Mr. Eben. I extend a wholehearted thanks to Chief Guest of the day, Dr. Shishir, for spending your valuable time. We are inspired by your great words. Thank you, sir. A sincere thanks to our dearmost principal, Dr. Fatima De Silva, for inspiring us always to take new innovative tasks for making us more competent. Thank you, ma'am, for your constant encouragement. I like to take this opportunity to place a record of our heartfelt thanks to Vice Principal Dr. Savita Naik for the support and guidance. And it's my pleasure to thank Mrs. Kleeta Pinto, Secretary, Alumni Association, Nitte deemed to be University, for your enormous cooperation in organizing this webinar series. Thank you, Ms. Klita. On this occasion, I'm glad to thank the web coordinator, Mr. Mahesh Chauta and his team, and Mrs. Ashwini also for the help extended to us in streamlining this webinar. And we have fortunate enough to backed by a team of very motivated, competent alumni members. That is our secretary, joint secretary, and the whole team for organizing this wonderful webinar series. I am very much I really thank each member for extending their help. Thank you everyone for making this webinar series